Well, on a trip of 15 or 20,000 miles, you can expect a few problems. This was our first breakdown when the tensioning pulley from the serpentine belt broke off. Got towed into my friend's place, which happened to be 10 kilometers away from where this piece broke off. Wayne was able to help me drill it out. He did all the machining work, drilling out the piece and getting it back together. I put the van together when we were done. It took us about 2 hours to tear the parts out and an hour and a half to put it back together. It went together a lot easier than it came apart because everything was nice and clean and ready to go. I guess really the part of the 2 hours was including extracting the bolt. There you can see the broken bolt. Then we went to get another one, and we wound up getting a used one from some of Wayne's friends in Manitoba. Didn't cost me anything at all for the part. It was just a really good luck. He had one truck in the yard and it was just the one that we needed. The boys ripped the part out of this truck in the yard and there it is. That's the piece that broke. We get that, we clean it all up and buff it up, polish it up on the wheel, just as good as new. You can see the van's running perfectly now, nice and quiet. The squeak that I had for a long time is totally gone. It's fantastic. Air conditioning broke down and I met these guys at Walmart. They recharged it for me, but unfortunately it was a very temporary fix and it didn't last. Only lasted for about half a day and the Freon all leaked out again. So I was going without air. Still, it wasn't all that bad driving without air. We had a series of flats. We were driving along the Dempster and I had 3 flats that I had to fix with tire plugs and a tiny little compressor that we carry with us. The compressor can only be on for 5 minutes and then you let it cool for 10 minutes. The next thing that happened is my tire jack that holds the tire winch that holds the tire up under the van broke, and we had to put the spare tire in with Bella, and she was not impressed. I noticed that we had some play in an upper ball joint, and I was pretty worried about that because that's a real safety issue. So I called my friend Jeff and I went to his place in Alex, Alberta. Here's Jeff and I going on a run to pick up the parts. I thought I needed 4 ball joints. Jeff said I needed 1 ball joint and clean and lubricate the front wheel bearings. Here I am washing the wheel bearings in a solvent. It's not Varsol anymore, it's something new. So we're cleaning them up here, getting all the dirt out so I can put fresh, clean grease in the bearings. Then my front Y pipe broke. The exhaust was making a horrible noise. I was fortunate to find a shop called Competition Muffler and Shocks, a small family-owned business. They did a custom job on the front pipe for me and got us back on the road nice and quiet. This was my catalytic converter. Unfortunately, they couldn't put the cat back in, but we'll get that done when we get home. Here you can see the van in the air conditioner shop. I had pulled out the intake and a lot of things, so we had a little more room to work on. And there's some of the equipment that they use. There's the refrigerant that they use, the latest refrigerant. Here's the gentleman here working on things. He figured out another way to do it. I said, think about it overnight and in the morning we'll have a new idea. So he took this hose off, replaced all the O-rings and everything, made a new hose. He cut the ends off this one and extended it, made a new hose that reaches over and hooks everything together. It's a fantastic job. Saved a lot of time and money this way. It was extremely reasonable for the amount of time and work that he did. I'm very impressed. If you're ever in Saskatoon and you need air conditioning, Sutherland Radiator Service is the place to go. There were 4 generations there. The grandfather was there. The grandfather actually built this machine for crimping the hoses. There's the kind of job they're working on. He's welded the new barb in and ready to put it together. Here's some more of the tools. So I met the grandfather, the father, the son, and the grandson. These are the pieces left over. There's the orifice, the old orifice, and the new orifice. He was very thorough and checked everything out. We decided to buff up the headlights because they were looking a bit rough, and one of the relatives let me use his shop to polish everything up. Here I'm working on a diamond wheel, buffing the lights. You can see where it's better than it used to be. Now I'm pressure washing. I wish I'd done this before. I put hardware cloth in front of the radiator and the condenser for the air conditioner. Here I'm washing it out, getting it nice and clean. I was lucky to have all this equipment. Diamond wheel, power washer. So we're back on the road with ice cold air and a nice quiet van. No more headaches.